preparation. Don't know everything we need to know before we go play Arkansas, but we're beginning to find out who the players that are going to be in the preparation, exactly how we're going to use all of them. We still got work to do out here, and a lot of it has to do with what their production is, and there are some of these guys that have been everything and produced and worked and produced the elements that you need to put something together. But then you got to put it together and take it apart and put it back together and take it apart. And when I mean take it apart is reevaluate it. When you reevaluate it, you mentally take it apart. So I think we've got that coming together, coming apart, evaluate every day to see if we can take our strengths and magnify them and take our weaknesses and make sure they don't get us beat, and then define our opportunities and control the threats.
What are your goals? What do you hope to get done this week, this third week, because game prep next week?
To get into an organizational pattern that develops game plans, and that we can execute, that we can put a game plan together and make it efficient and effective. That takes an organization of practice and thinking that we haven't done yet. Basically, we've been learning the playbook, evaluating players, had hardly anything to do with winning a football game, to be honest with you. It's time to start getting ready to go from 1st and 10 to 2nd and 7, and go from the first 5 minutes of the second half to the last 3 minutes of the third quarter. I mean, just put it all together and make it a game.
Talk just a second ago. Marques is back, and he's 2 weeks in. Talk about his progression and what he means.
I think he's. I don't. The question is all the pieces working. All the pieces are working, and he's a better quarterback now than he's ever been. I think he gained enormously from sitting with the play caller last year at these games. I mean, going to be a football coach. I mean, he's a coach right now, and that's the difference between this Marques and the other Marques. And physically, I think he's right on it. I mean, there are not many throwers as good as Marques anywhere. And mentally, there are not many that are an equal to him mentally. And he can move, and deceptively sometimes when you see a guy at 230 pounds, and a 450-pound bencher, you think you're looking at an offensive guard. But he can stick his foot in the ground, and he's deceptive that way. So just really glad we got him. I wouldn't want anybody else's. I like the one I got.
And obviously last year you did more than what happened last year, but how can that benefit you guys as a team this year?
I think it'll only be in retrospect that we know how it benefited. What is the opportunity? The opportunity is enormous. I was talking about game plans. The people that are trying to get their game plans are the ones that got the problem, not me. Because we got two guys, they both can play and they bring a little something different. And to say anything more than that would be help somebody with their game plan. I'm not going to do that.
Just still getting back into the groove. I think I'm almost back, ready. Just trying to get back into it. Basically, being off for a year, been kind of tough, but I'm working hard, trying to get there.
Last year, you sat upstairs a lot during the games, and you had like a coach's point of view a lot of last season. Just kind of talk a little bit about how that helped you for this year.
The biggest thing for this year that helped out about that was learning to work at a faster tempo. It helps out the coach a lot that we can go ahead and get lined up and get ready. Allows him to make calls, to get personnel in, just to be prepared faster. And that's the biggest thing that helped out about it.
Yeah, I feel like everything. How's your leg feel?
My leg's fine. I hadn't had any problems out of it the whole time for probably about 5-6 months now, so I'm good.